Ambitious, thought-provoking, fun, yet a little lost into itself, and a little overbearing. Those are a few of my thoughts on Brad Bird's Tomorrowland, which I had the pleasure to check out yesterday at the Airbus IMAX 85-foot 4K laser projected screen. It sure was a sight to see, no doubt about that. Fantastic, beautiful imagery in this film, unlike anything I've seen in recent modern cinema. Tomorrowland set itself up too high on a pedestal to be able to obtain what it was really setting out to do. Brad Bird here, with a pretty decent script, set out to make something that we haven't seen in a while. This film is very much within the vein of 1980s adventure fantasy flicks. It definitely had that vibe. The score, if you can hear it behind me, definitely added to that. There's a lot about this movie to like. I'm going to go right into what the movie's about and how I felt about it. Tomorrowland starts off with Frank Walker as a child at the 1964 World's Fair with his invention. It's a rocket pack. The kid's a dreamer. He's an inventor. He's talking about hope in the world and creating something that can give other people hope. He's turned down by Hugh Laurie's character Nix, while another character, Athena, sees something in him very special, and she decides to invite him secretly to the world of Tomorrowland, which seems like the perfect utopia, the perfect place that you could be where it would solve all of the world's problems. It'd be that technology that we always dreamed we would have, almost like that 1950s era science fiction that's definitely within the realm here. As we find out later on in the film, we're introduced by Britt Robertson's character Casey, who's also a dreamer, and she's a little bit of a troublemaker. We see that she's really smart, tech savvy, and she's got ideas in her head, and she wonders why, with all these issues in the world, she's questioning, what are we doing to solve this? What are we doing to help try to provide an answer to this question? How can we save the world from all of the problems? That's where the film starts, and then we're off to the journey. There's a lot of fun in this flick. Once Athena, who is a, spoiler alert, robot, meets up with Casey and they're on the run when Casey's out looking for why did she get this pin? Why was she chosen? What does this pin mean? We're in for a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of action. Once Casey meets Frank at his home, and there's a little bit of exchange, a little action scene with some robots, which is really fun. Once they meet, the film kind of changes pace a little bit. The pace seems a little bit off. We still see a lot of spectacle, but from there it kind of loses its footing on what it's trying to do, what it's trying to say. Casey's the one. Casey's only the one because Frank sees a glitch in his system that's saying that it's inevitable the world's going to end. The world's going to end, and yet this girl walks into my life, and that percentage changes from 100% to 99%. There could be a possibility we could save the world. Even though it's inevitable, let's try. And that's the whole point. So that's where the adventure lies here. But from there, once we get Casey to Tomorrowland, and once we see the things that are happening and what can be done, the film starts to fall apart a little bit. Hugh Laurie's Nix, which could have been a really devious villain, is kind of light. He's lighthearted fare. He's not really that really evil type guy we expect from House. I mean, really, you get this guy to play a role, and yet he's kind of a paper-thin villain. He's not really... The performances here, though, all around, are pretty good. Everyone has a decent chemistry. Clooney seems a little bit lost in his scenes. Not that he was necessary to the script, but he's good. I think he keeps us happy watching him on screen. The issues lie in this film is that its themes and ideas are overbearing. We're hit with a mallet over the head every 15 minutes with, yes, humans were destroying the world, and we're not doing anything to fix it. And all we care about is ourselves. We're selfish, greedy creatures, which I totally agree with 100%. All the themes and ideas in this film are so true to my heart, and I couldn't have been happier to see them portrayed in a fantasy film like this for families to see. It's insightful. It's a novel approach, to say the least. But the way that it portrays it and the way that it relays that information to you is literally like, wake up, people. We're doing something wrong here. We need to fix it. By the end of the film, with the pacing off a little bit and the action's kind of dying down, you're kind of sitting there wondering to yourself, is this for me? Or is this for my daughter next to me? Which she seemed to pretty much enjoy it a lot. She's 11 and she really liked the spectacle of it. But after that's all over with and you get past that point, you just feel a little bit lost. The end of the film, everyone bands together and let's create a better world. Yet they don't really show how we're going to do that. They just see us together, unified, we can do it. We know we can do it, and let's make this happen. But they don't really show anything happening. They just show us off, and let's go. It's basically saying to us, go do something. Go fix the world. Go inspire people, which is totally a great idea. Totally a great theme. And again, I can't say enough how appreciative I am that that was put into a movie like this. Disney definitely put a lot of effort. Brad Bird, I love you for what you did with this movie, but in some respects it just fell flat. It just did not work out in the long run. The film's not bad. The film's pretty good, I'd have to say. It's just not really good or great or excellent, especially for an original film in this day and age. This is something that really could have done a great thing for original films, but as of today, the film is not doing well financially, and I think Disney's lack of good marketing really hurt the film completely. Overall, I had a fun time with this, but I think it could have been a lot deeper of an experience for me as an adult and for children as well. My Epic Film Guys rating of Brad Bird's Tomorrowland would be a 7 out of 10. Still a great fun time for families to check out. Definitely at an IMAX if you can, but if not, wait for video. Definitely check it out on Blu-ray. Like I said, I am not discrediting this film at all. I just wish that its execution was a little bit sharper. Epic Film Guy Justin, I'd like to know what you think of the movie, the themes of the ideas of the movie, and what you think of my review. Until next time, for the San Andreas Dwayne The Rock Johnson action flick, I'll see you next weekend. Until next time.